No doubt on the new channel 95.7, 7:05 with Connie and Curtis. 68 degrees now, 71 the high today, and just a few clouds. Nice day today. Oh, and rain tomorrow.
Oh!
Boo.
Rained so much yesterday, like a lot of heavy, hard rainstorms, just back to 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 back. I saw, and if I had not seen it with my own eyes on the Facebook and Instagram, I would not have believed it.
What's that?
There were storm clouds over Kentwood.
What?
Yeah. You were Amanda. I took pictures and put them up.
Amanda did.
Amanda took pictures, put them up on Facebook and Instagram, Connie and Curtis, and there we are looking at it right there, the big storm cloud over Kentwood.
Yeah.
Where it never rains.
It never rains in Kentwood, Michigan. Yes, it does.
It did yesterday.
When I left for work this morning, it was all wet.
Yes.
Could have been the humidity.
It had rained a good one about 3 o'clock at my house. I can tell you that. Like,
I did see lightning and hear thunder. So I'm guessing it rained over my house. I don't know.
when did you see those things?
Yesterday afternoon.
In the middle of the day.
Or when we got home from D&W.
Okay, so like 2-ish.
Yeah.
2-ish o'clock.
I would believe.
That's when I experienced some of the heaviest rain as well, right there, but about 2 o'clock. Just a nutty day. And then it was so windy, like 51-mile-an-hour winds in Grand Rapids yesterday.
So what were you doing? Because you've been playing a lot of basketball and stuff and sitting on your deck, hanging out with your neighbors. So when it rains, what do you do when you can't play outside?
You sit inside and you just look out the window like a sad little dog. You know, I was a little upset.
That's super sad.
I went shopping. I did drive around to some stores, so that was all right. Tried on 2 different stores' extra large shirts.
Okay.
One, I could not button past my stomach. I could not get it over to button on my chest.
Okay.
And number 2 was
Giant.
so baggy and big. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So
it depends
baggy and
on the
big.
designer.
It depends on the designer. And Katie,
if it's slim cut.
Katie was laughing because, like, you would think I would have the trouble getting it over my gut.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is where, like, my fat is in my belly. So the belly ones went right up, but it was the chest that I could not. And she's like, it's not like you have the broadest chest in the world. And I said, I must. According to this store, I must have the broadest chest in the world. Could not get it.
Was it like an Italian shirt?
It was not, because I learned my lesson with Italian shirts.
Yeah.
Because one time I went to an Italian store and I tried on an extra large and it was like a medium.
Right.
Like I couldn't even get my arms through it. Like it was that tiny. And I was like, well, thanks a lot, Italy, you jerks.
I'm so glad that you guys now get to understand some of the pain that we go through with all the different fashion choices that we have.
That's what I was thinking when I put on the one that was so baggy. Because I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. Maybe I don't need an extra large. And then the next store, I'm like, okay. And I looked at the large. I'm like, oh, I definitely need an extra large in this shirt.
Right.
And I couldn't button it. Mm-hmm. It's like they say they're the same size.
It's like you get super excited when you go shopping and at one store, you're one size and you're like, oh, it's a single digit. And then you go to the next store and no, it's like double your
20.
single digit.
20 ain't good. Well, how'd that happen? Just out of the blue. Stores are jerks.
Speaking of stores, did you see the story yesterday about the Walmart on Alpine?
I did see that. Upskirt Andy.
The guy taking upskirt video.
Here's the deal. So I saw that on the Wood TV page.
Yeah.
Okay, and one of the comments was, dude, get the internet. I mean, seriously, the internet is there for this reason. Do you need to be looking at up people's skirts?
Somebody said they would have slapped the dimples right off his face. Did you see his picture?
I did see his picture.
He did have dimples.
Well, and he has a smirk. That's the big thing that a lot of people were upset about, too, is they caught him in like a, who cares, like a derp face for his mugshot. So then there he is, and they're like, well, what's with the smirk, Smirky?
I don't understand how. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I don't get it.
And I'm glad that you brought that up because I would like to go into a stall and see what you see.
Yeah, I don't get what you're seeing. Like, what are you capturing that is so, worth that?
Because if you're on a toilet, then I'm just going to picture your legs. If you're taking your pants off before getting on the toilet, you would think you would see my camera.
You would think.
We should take some.
I don't know.
Some under the stall pictures of you, Amanda. I'll do it in the bathroom, or maybe why don't you and Lauren take some upskirt pictures of you, just see what you see, because we always hear about this. Like, this is what somebody, and the fear is that you're getting.
Well,
a
I
picture
can tell
taken.
you this. So they arrested him. He was questioned. Then a detective went and talked to one of the women who he was taking video of, and the detective said, "What color is your underwear?" And she told him, and he said, "Yep, I just saw your video."
So you can see.
So you definitely saw her underwear.
So, but if that's what I'm saying. If she's peeing, you're seeing underwear on the floor.
Well, these people were just walking down an aisle. They were not in a bathroom.
I thought he was in a stall.
Nope.
How was he? He must have been stealth.
I thought it said he was in a stall.
Hold on. She stood in one of the aisles, and a man walked up and got a little too close. She was not in a bathroom.
Okay.
She reached down low to get something. When she came back up, he had his phone in his hand and it was low.
And he was giggling.
And this is a quote. And I thought, he took a picture up my dress.
Oh.
So she heard another woman talking about it.
Okay.
On the phone with somebody
saying. So this
saying,
is not in a bathroom. This is just walking down the aisles
walking
at
down
the
the
store.
aisles. Yes.
When he's just pulling their skirt away and sticking his phone up there.
How does that work? Right? I don't know. I guess, or you bend and the wind comes up and then it just snaps.
What wind is in Meyer?
Like Kate Middleton, where she had the helicopter
it's not Meyer,
coming
it's
around.
Walmart.
Oh, Walmart.
So what happened?
Choked on my water.
So you're in the aisle. I guess I don't know how to take those pictures, but thankfully I don't. That's not something I really want to see.
I don't understand the excitement about it.
That's what I'm saying. So is it the thrill of taking the pictures, or is it the fact that you then have the pictures and you use them later? What is going on? Probably a little bit of both, right?
Probably.
And now he's in jail for...
And then he was smirking, and people didn't like the fact that he was smirking.
How long is he going to be in jail, probably?
5
years, I think they said.
Capturing images of an unclothed person, it's a 5-year felony. He was also charged with using a computer, cell phone, to commit a crime, which is a 7-year felony.
So was she unclothed?
No.
Yeah, so that doesn't apply.
She had clothes on. Underwear.
Underwear.
And a skirt, because he took the picture up her skirt for the video.
Yeah, but that doesn't apply then. Unclothed person. You got your clothes on. It's like, I don't understand the law. I mean, don't do it. It's stupid doing it. But following people in the aisle. It
obviously does if they were able to charge him with that.
I saw that he was in a stall somewhere. So maybe he had more pictures too.
Maybe.
And he got like bathroom shots or some sort of changing room shot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they turned over the Walmart surveillance to the police. They said, go ahead and take the surveillance.
I'll tell you what, if I looked down and I had a skirt on and there was some creepy person with a phone... I think I would kick him in the face.
Well, and that's the thing.
And keep kicking him in the face. I'm not kidding you. I don't think I could stop my leg.
How do you get that close to someone?
I don't know.
Now, you did take a close-up.
They're very restrained.
You did take a very close-up picture of somebody yesterday without them knowing. So I guess I can see how you would do that, because she got very close to that
she
guy.
did.
We wanted to take a picture of one of the employees of D&W.
Because he looked like Amanda's boyfriend from 10 years ago or whatever.
And Amanda was way back at our table going to take it. And Connie, you walked up probably a foot away from his face and took that picture. And he had no clue.
He had no clue.
So I guess I can see how somebody could take a picture up your skirt that close.
Well, these women definitely saw him, though.
Well, this one did.
Both of them did. The other one said she was on the phone, and she said to somebody, he took a pic of me.
Oh, that wasn't the same person?
No, there were two of them.
Okay.
And the woman who had the upskirt video taken, she heard this woman on the phone, so she went over to her
and said,
and the
did
two
mine
women
too.
Went and got the manager, and then they searched the store, found him next door at Aldi.
Ugh.
And the cops had been called, and that's where he was arrested.
And they got him there.
Yep.
Good. Quit taking pictures of people's skirts, dude.
Do you think you would kick him in the face?
I would kick him in the face. I'd probably also go for his phone to try to break that.
So you'd attack him?
Yeah.
Break the phone.
Lauren, what would you do?
I would probably also wind up in jail.
Yeah.
I don't think you go to jail, though. I think you're safe. That's like self-defense.
Yeah.
You get to do whatever you want to that person at that time. You knock down the rack of dresses on him. Like, what are you doing, jerk?
Mm-hmm.
You knock the thing
I would
down?
definitely make a scene. I wouldn't be quiet.
Oh, no.
No.
You know?
And you wouldn't let him get away.
I think adrenaline would just take over.
Oh, yeah.
And my leg would just be
a lot
going.
of kicking.
Or would you be in such shock? Like these two
I don't
women,
know. Maybe.
These two women must have been in shock. I mean, she said to her person on the phone, hey, he just took a picture of my dress.
Yeah.
She didn't react to it. She just said it on the phone, and then he was already next door.
Yeah, I don't know.
So maybe you're just in such shock. Like, did he just take a picture of my dress?
Right. Did I just see a phone?
Weird. Why are you doing that? Now they have rules like you can't have your phone in like the locker room or any sort of a camera. And I always see people, because we can't get away from our phones now, So if you forget to leave your phone in the car, you have your phone in the locker room, and you see people like realize, oh, I shouldn't have my phone, and they quick get it into their locker so that nobody thinks that they're taking pictures of you or video.
Wait.
I got in trouble at the Y last week for having my phone.
Right.
But it was like, this is how I have Pandora on my phone. Like, I listen to music. Like, I don't want to leave my phone in the car, because I'm like, this is how I work out with it.
Did somebody turn you in, or did they just see
No,
you?
she could tell that I was obviously not like sneaking nudie pics of other girls in the locker room. I was just like looking at my phone. She was like, we're not supposed to have phones
So
in the
you
locker
can't
room.
use your phone, so people have to have, an iPod or something? If you're listening to music?
I guess so.
I
mean, once you're like out on the floor, no one's gonna say anything to you if you've got it like, on your arm or something. But when you're in the locker room, I think they just prefer like, just don't have it out. Just like put it in your pocket or have it in your hand or put it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're not supposed to have it in the locker room. Some gyms won't even let you have it on the floor.
Yeah.
Like they don't want that. But if you keep it in your pocket and you don't have it out and you're not fidgeting with it, put it on, you just click the Radio Pup app and you got my channel 95.7. You're listening to us. You're just hanging out. And we're like, hey, yeah, we're at the gym. Woo!
I was going to say, when was the last time you were in a locker room? Were you working out?
No, but I go in locker rooms all the time. I don't work out, though. I just like camaraderie.
Want to be part of the
7:43 on Channel 95.7, 68 degrees now. Not far to go for the high, 71 today. Tomorrow, I am sorry to tell you, the high is only 67.
It was warmer than that when I got out of bed today. I don't like that.
That's a true story.
I don't like it at 1. I don't like it 2. I don't like it
Do you like
at
it
all.
6?
I like it 0. 0.
Did somebody just fall out of their chair in there?
No.
Amanda just was clanking and banging.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I looked over and I heard noises, and then you were not in your chair, and I thought maybe you fell out of your chair.
No, I had to use the bathroom, and when I went earlier, there was someone in there, and I really had to go.
Number 1 or number 2?
Number 1.
Okay, just a quick one. Quick transaction. You can't hold those. You got to watch out, especially with the sound of the water dripping in the building here. That's like a constant waterfall.
What's happening?
I don't know. We walked in and it was super like humid in the room. Like the air conditioner wasn't working. And it's like, what is going on? Like, is the vent closed or something? And then just a flood of water started coming out of the ceiling.
Oh.
But now it's cooler.
Not good.
Now it's cooler in there. So we seem to like it. Okay. We don't mind. So we like that. So I thought maybe she got swept away as some sort of rafting accident.
Nope, just had to wait for the bathroom to become unoccupied.
You were rafting down the hallway.
You never know. Hey, remember the story that I told, Elizabeth or Charlotte? I think it was Charlotte learning how to ride her bike. Years ago, I told you just personally, like over some beers at a bar, because my neighbor was sitting on the driveway, wasted. He was day drinking. Okay. He's a young kid.
Okay.
Young kid, day drinking. I was at work. Katie is teaching Charlotte how to ride her bike. And there's a video. So I come home. I get a phone call at work, and it says, Dad, I can ride a bike. I'm like, great, Charlotte. That's awesome. She's probably at 5 or 6. Who knows how old she was. So she learned to ride, and she was so pumped up about it. It's like, great. So I come home, and I'm watching the video of her learn. And my neighbor is on his driveway in a chair just going, yeah! You go! You got it!
That's awesome.
Because Katie had been holding on, and then when she let go, he stood up, and I standing ovation. And I said to Katie,
hilarious.
Is he drunk? And she said, oh, yeah, definitely he was drunk. He was drinking all day and just watching the show that was me teaching Charlotte how to ride her bike. Well, I come in this morning, and there's a similar story about a day drinking neighbor watching a guy teach his kid how to ride a bike.
Okay.
Except the guy who was drinking, instead of just sitting quietly and watching it like it's a TV show, he says, he starts offering advice. Like, you're not going to get him to learn to ride unless you do this and this. And the guy who's teaching his kid says, I got it. Thanks.
Right.
And continues to and the guy says, no, seriously, try this. And the guy says, dude, back off. I'm with my kid. Knock it off. Guy who's drunk watching goes in his house, gets his shotgun, and says, What did you say to me?
What?
Because he's drunk. He doesn't have his head on. So he's so mad because the guy snapped at him. Like it's all he's trying to do is help, right? So the guy says, I don't want your help, mister. So he goes and gets a gun. Now he gets to go to jail. You can't brandish a firearm and like in a threatening manner
because you're trying to teach your neighbor's kid how to ride a bike.
Well, you can't pull your gun on somebody.
Kidding.
So then the cops came and they're like, "Did you pull your gun?" He's like, "Yeah, I pulled my gun. He made me mad. I was trying to teach this kid how to ride a bike. He doesn't know what he's doing. I have the advice." And they're like, "Are you drunk?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a little drunk.
Yeah, I might be a little drunk.
I'm a little drunk, but that
Where was this?
I still could teach a ride a bike just outside of Minneapolis."
Oh.
So
I would have guessed it was further south.
It does seem. It has a southern feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Of course, if it was in the south.
I don't want to be judgmental, but I would have guessed.
If it had been in the south, he wouldn't have had to go in to get a shotgun. He just would have picked it up from right next to him. And said,
or the gun rack on the porch.
Would have walked over to the porch gun rack and got the antler gun rack.
Who were we talking to yesterday about? Was that on the show?
About antlers?
Yeah. Like heads as artwork in your home? Deer heads and whatnot.
I think you had a dream about that.
Did I have a dream about that? Does anybody remember that?
I don't remember talking about that.
What? Oh, my goodness.
I don't remember something.
Wow. You didn't just blindly go along with Connie's story.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that. We talked about that for like 6 hours.
That's what I was expecting.
I swear we had a conversation yesterday.
I think 2 or 3 days ago we talked about deer heads on the wall.
Oh, no. It was with my neighbors the other day. We were talking about it.
Okay.
And they were, one of my neighbors, and I'm not going to mention her name, was saying that
Stacy?
she wants to stuff her dog.
Okay.
And
make a coffee table out of it?
Put her dog in the corner of the bedroom.
Some people in the bedroom?
In the corner of the bedroom.
To watch like the festivities?
Well, I mean,
it would. Well, you turn it around probably, right?
I was like, what?
Put a blindfold on it or a hat.
I don't want to do that with Poof.
What if you had stuffed Poof and he was just in your living room?
Well, because
what pose would you pick?
So here's how the story goes.
That'd be the pose.
She's got a brother who hunts.
Okay.
And I believe he got a coyote.
Okay.
I believe. And as a joke, his daughter said,
we should stuff it.
Mom really wants you to stuff the coyote, the full coyote.
Yeah.
So he did. So he's at the taxidermist.
I love it.
And his wife calls and says, what are you doing? And he said, getting the coyote stuffed. And she's like, what?
Yeah, for you. You
Little
want it.
Susie told me that you wanted me to have the coyote stuffed.
No, I do not.
What? And then little Susie was like, ha, ha,
yeah.
ha, ha, ha.
It's nothing
I was
better.
just kidding around.
Museum quality taxidermy is amazing. Like if you could walk into somebody's house and they had a mountain lion jumping off of their fireplace, that would be amazing.
What would Katie do if you don't hunt really?
Right.
I mean, but if you did and you came home with like 12-point buck, wanted its head on your wall in the family room, what would Katie do?
Katie would not allow that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
But it would be hanging there because you know what? I shot this. This is mine.
Man.
This is a 12-point buck.
Would you pound on your chest?
I got this.
Oh!
I would say, all right, then we got to get rid of all these candles and all this junk that I don't want in here. And it wouldn't be worth the argument.
So you would turn it into a fight?
I wouldn't turn it into a fight.
Shocking.
It wouldn't be a fight.
This is a fight now.
It would be done.
You love to fight.
You just said it wouldn't go up in your house.
So you have the final word. You don't give her a choice.
On this, I have the final word. I got this. It accessorizes this room. I'm putting it up.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
Amanda? Because you're taking the final word from Dan.
That's right. I am.
Why do you get it, but I can't have it?
I am.
But why can't I have the final word in my house?
Because you're not allowed.
I'm taking it.
When it comes to deer heads.
And we're putting it up, and Dan's getting one too. We're shooting them together as buddies.
What if Mike wanted to put a deer head in your living room?
Well, we had this argument when we moved in together.
Does he have a deer head?
He has deer antlers mounted to a skull.
Love it.
So they didn't stuff the head. They just took the skull and the antlers out and put it all together. Yes, he did.
First deer?
No, I don't think it was his first, but I think it was like an 8-point buck or something like that.
That's a big one.
So I told him, you can hang it up, but not in our living room. So he has all of his stuff in our spare bedroom. Our spare bedroom is like his little area to put all of his man cave? Things. Yes.
Okay.
Except it has a bed in there, so we make guests sleep in there when they come over.
Sleep in the haunted
Here's the NASCAR
skull
hunting.
And antlers.
Yeah, just... So
the NASCAR hunting room. We call this the Alabama room.
Does he have more than just that one, or does he have anything else? Hunting wise.
Yeah, that is the only hunting thing that he has.
Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely. It would be hanging right there for everyone to see and everyone to celebrate.
Not be hanging in my house.
Right over the fireplace.
Hey, we got a shed. Go hang that sucker in the
Put
shed.
it in the shed?
Yes.
You don't put it in the shed.
You would in my house.
What if he put it in the basement or in the bathroom where only he sees it?
If he had his own little special room, that would be fine.
Oh, but
called the shed.
He doesn't.
No, but not in any family living space.
What about the basement? What if he turned it into like a man cave and he had his deer there, and that's where, like, if I came over, we just hung out in the basement. You never had to see us.
Stared at the deer head.
We would look at it. We'd talk about the story.
Yeah,
hunting it.
Yeah, he could probably do that.
Sat in a tree for 10 hours.
Unless the basement was where our family living space was.
Then no deer.
No deer head.
Wow.
No.
You are so much the wife now. It hasn't even been 1 year, and you're doing this. You didn't even make it a year, and you have gone. You've gone full on wife.
I know, isn't it great?
It's not. It's
he is
scary.
A lucky man.
I'm scared for him.
He's a lucky man.
I need to text him immediately. Dan, it happened. You're like the Incredible Hulk wife.
He doesn't hunt though, so this is never going to be
anything. Maybe I'll take him. Maybe this fall we'll go deer hunting.
Oh, really?
Here's the thing.
This is like the biggest hot mess I've ever heard of in my. Amanda and I could probably kill more than you and Dan could.
Oh my! Well, not more beers.
Not more beers, but definitely more deers.
We'd kill more beers. You can kill all the deers.
Don't you think, Amanda, that you and I would be better hunters?
Yes, I do think that we could.
I was just talking to my neighbor about hunting because he was asking, "Do you go hunting?" And I said, "I haven't hunted since 4th grade when I moved to the Midwest and people started shooting each other in the woods because there are so many hunters." I said, "In Wyoming, you go hunting, you don't see anybody.
Right.
You see a deer, you shoot the deer, you drag the deer back to your car, you go home and you have your venison. You shoot pheasant, you walk it through cornfields and you do all that. Here, it's too crazy with people, so I haven't done it." And he said, "You should come with my family." And I said, "Okay, why? You got a pretty private place?"
Mm-hmm.
He says, "We go out like one day. The rest of the time's all in the cabin." He's like, "You would love it." I'm like, "Done."
Yeah.
So this fall, yeah, absolutely.
So you're going to go this fall?
I think, and Dan can come too.
Mary's on the phone. Hi, Mare.
Hello.
Hi. Do you have a deer head on your wall?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did you kill it?
No, I've only shot does, but my husband and my grandsons have shot, and
okay.
All right,
they all get mounted.
So the first time that one came into your house and it was going to be mounted, how did you react to that?
I was all right with it. I'm all for it.
Okay, so that didn't bother you. And where Connie is saying, "Oh, absolutely not in my house. It's not going up." You kind of think, well, he shot it. I mean, you got to put it up. You got to celebrate this.
Go up.
It should be right there. And you maybe get some venison. Would you eat venison, Connie? Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I've tried venison. I don't love it. I don't hate it.
Okay.
I wouldn't search it out, though.
Okay, yeah, you're not going to go find it. And the thing about like taking your deer for processing is you don't get your deer back. You know, they dump 500 deer into a vat, and here's your meat. It's like,
is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, unless you do it yourself with the one deer.
All right.
If you take it somewhere. So, yeah, it's right there in the house. Hundreds of deer heads.
Thousands.
You have thousands. Is that what I'm hearing?
Is that true, Mary? Thousands?
I don't know about thousands, but I'd put as many deer up as they could catch, as they can shoot.
Awesome.
Well, good.
I love it.
Fish, all that.
Oh,
fish!
Now, Dan fishes. What if Dan caught a big fish? Would you let him put that over the fireplace?
Dan has never fished since I've been with him for 10 years.
In his what?
I've never seen Dan fish.
Dan's never fished.
No.
Dan is not an outdoorsman.
Dan doesn't. Thanks, Mary.
Dan stays inside.
Dan has buddies who fish, but Dan does not fish.
Okay, let's say Dan goes along with his buddies on a fishing trip, catches this awesome walleye.
Yeah.
Do you let him put it up? Like the first time he's ever fished that you know of, he catches this awesome thing.
In my living room?
In your living room.
Negative. Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Hi.
Isaac, you got the deer heads?
Yeah, my cousin actually, he has like 6 deer heads throughout his living room, but on top of that, he has like the hooves of the antlers underneath them on the mount as well.
Yes.
And they're holding his guns.
Oh.
They're like
the hooves.
They're like the hooves are like bent up.
I love that.
And so they like hold the guns, and he has like snipers and stuff just in his living room.
I love.
Is there a woman
that.
involved with this guy?
Yes, and they have a little girl.
Okay.
I
so
love
the hooves
that.
are holding the gun that killed them.
Yeah.
Priceless.
Yeah.
That's
there's
priceless.
nothing better. And I don't know who came up with the adding the hooves to the mount, but
I've never seen that.
I have a buddy who it looks like the deer is jumping into the room through the wall because he has it set up like that. Where
Oh,
and
that's funny.
It is awesome. I mean, you look the first time you see it, you're like, what made you think of that? He's like, the taxidermist offered it. And I said, let's do it.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
But yeah,
and it just took off.
The deer
That's awesome.
gun rack.
Thanks, Isaac.
That is something that you need in your house 1,000%, Connie. Like,
Okay.
you definitely need that.
Becca's on the phone. Hi, Becca.
Hey, good morning.
Morning. Do you have deer heads?
Yes, we have 3 in our living room.
In the living room. And do like your guests get freaked out?
Well, I didn't think anything of it at first, but and then we had a friend come over whose significant other is a vegan and animal rights and things, and I felt so uncomfortable. There was nothing we could do about it because they're there, and I'm not going to take them down.
Right. Could have put a towel over them.
Yeah.
What's under here? No, don't touch that. Oh, yeah, it's a deer head.
A towel over them.
We eat meat here in this house.
No, yeah. I appreciate hunters. My biggest fear is nailing a deer on the interstate and having to go through my window and like bite me, kill me. So I'm all about it. I just don't want them hanging in my living room.
What if you hit like the biggest deer and the head was fine and they said you want to get it for taxidermy? You could have like the biggest rack hanging in your living room.
I've already got the biggest rack in my living room.
Yeah! Talking about her cans there. I don't know if you're following along. Talking about the boob. That's what
Becca, I think of Becca as a very good sport. Do you hunt?
Yeah.
You yourself, you do hunt. Are these your kills?
No, they're all my husband's.
Okay. All right. I think you're a very good sport.
So maybe this should open your eyes to the fact that Dan has a point of view too.
Dan doesn't want deer heads. He's not you.
And maybe he does.
He doesn't even hunt. Thanks, Becca.